I'm gonna probably drop an EP. I want to do a listening party at Tacos el Gordo.
Hey, Tacos el Gordo, if you're listening, what's up? We'll be hitting you guys blaster messages, guys, so that we could get that listening party at Tacos el Gordo.
Yeah.
Real shit, run it up.
Hey, they're active on Twitter.
This one time we were halfway through the we're starting to the podcast, and then like we're all just in conversation and everything. All of a sudden everything just goes completely quiet, and I looked over at Mark, was like, what the fuck? He's like, I'm so sorry, bro. Everything just turned out. I'm like, all right,
guys, ready?
Do it all over again.
So we're gonna do it in 5. Oh shit, 7 o'clock exactly.
Yeah,
5, 4, 3, 2.
What's going on, everybody? Welcome to another episode of the Energy Podcast. I am Brian Landeros. I am your host, and today we have a very, very special guest with over 1 million streams on That's My Lady, over 100,000 plays on new single Backseat, the Italian Stallion, aka the Man Chambellan. Some of you know him as Anthony. Others know him as Rossi Rocks. What's going on, boy? What's up, bro?
Crazy.
How you doing?
Chill.
Oh, you got 3 for a curve there, huh? You're like, yeah, what? Shit, I gave out your true identity. I'm sorry.
What's up,
dude.
bro? How
Shit,
you been, man?
Good, bro. Just, trying to recover from Sebi's show yesterday. She was
fucked up?
I was a little happy. I wouldn't say fucked up.
I got a little lit. It was cool.
Yeah, no, I'm not gonna lie, I did. Nah, but it was dope.
You were sipping White Claws. I seen you too.
All day, bro. No law, bro. Not at all. I'm surprised they sell them everywhere now. That shit's dope. I'm like, shit.
Especially with the shortage.
But I've explored into other seltzers, so seltzer gang for sure. What's up with you, bro?
What's up, man? Chilling. Just fucking making music, bro. Same old shit. Being a dad.
Dude, shit, daddy too.
More a dad than anything else. But.
So before we get into it, like, give us a little just breakdown of who you are, what you do, how you do.
I'm a father.
I just do it.
I'm an artist. I'm a father. Shit. I do it all. Shit.
So when we were talking the other day when we had lunch, you were expressing to me that rapping wasn't even going to be your thing. Like that was just plan B. It was literally in the back seat.
Yeah. So me and this dude were talking, and he was just like, "So what you want to do?" I forgot how that came up.
Hey, it was random. I was just like, "Dude, did you always want to be a rapper?"
Yeah, but it was always like, "Nah." I first wanted to be an NFL player, and my plan B was to be a rapper. So I got injured. I dislocated my fucking elbow. And I was like, all right, I'm just going to be a rapper. And I was trying to explain
like, fuck, in my bad, like, I guess I'll just be a rapper. And I was
explaining to this dude, like, yo, what kind of mindset is that? Like,
because he said it so confident both ways. He was just like, yeah, like, it was either NFL or rapper. I'm like, just the 2 hardest ones, huh? Like, shit, like, right off the bat, I'm like, I like that.
Rapping was plan B, but it, like, if like my younger self told myself that like right now, I'd be like, you're crazy. What are you talking about?
Yeah, what? But hey, sometimes you gotta have those big dreams. You know, like shit, put yourself and keep doing it. Because if you don't have a big dream, you're not gonna go far at all. You just get complacent and do whatever it is that keeps you comfortable. But also, I heard a rumor, and I don't know if this is true or not. I heard you were a tennis icon, prodigy.
Yeah, I used to play tennis when I was little too.
Dude, you didn't even tell me that. Why wasn't tennis?
Did I not tell you?
No, we didn't.
Nah,
I had to do a little bit of research,
Oh yeah, I used to play tennis.
What the
my dad and shit, and I was in a couple tournaments. It was cool.
Nice. Would you just say you like Roger Federer or like Rafael Nadal?
Nah, my favorite tennis player was Pete Sampras.
Oh shit, I don't even know what that is.
But like the icon, the biggest icon to me was probably Andre Agassi.
Okay, that makes sense.
Yeah.
The music, and you had that album or that.
I call the project.
Yeah, Agassi. Now it all makes sense. I did not know that. I'm like,
yeah.
So growing up, you played tennis and football then?
Yeah, tennis and football. Tennis before anything else, but yeah, football came later.
Growing up, who would you say was like the most influential person for you to get started in the music or?
In the music?
Yeah.
Probably my older cousins, because I just seen them do their thing and heard their music, and I was like, damn, that's fire. Like, I could do this shit too. Like, that shit's always been in my head, like, to just do music. I remember just watching BE. I used to live with my grandma in, like, middle school, I think, and then I would just come home every single fucking day. I would watch 106 in Park.
Hey, Black Education TV.
I remember The Game, like, 50 Cent being on there.
Bro, I remember back in elementary, I used to have all G Unit. That's all my shit.
Yeah,
G Unit, fucking just up the ass because 50 was a shit back then. I'm like, shit, that was go.
even when Game started going against 50 and Game was from the West, I was still on the G Unit shit. I couldn't jump on the G Unit shit
for a minute.
And then you know what's crazy is that I met DJ Ski.
Okay.
He's the one that put together 300 bars and running with Game. So that was his idea to put it together. Like he put all those beats all in one, and then they chopped it all up like 16, like after 16, and then he put it all together and shit. So that shit was legendary meeting DJ Ski because 300 bars and running was fuck. Even though I was the biggest 50 fan, that shit changed my life, bro. That shit was so fire. I remember burning the CD on it.
How does it feel now, like being in like the same steps as them, creating your own projects, working with the, like pretty big producers, pretty big people? Like, how does that, resonate in you?
I like to work with my homies. Yeah, I like to work with my homies, and putting shit together is always like it's like a little tricky. Yeah, like because like I always start off the process with like a whole different direction that I think I'm gonna go in. Yeah, so I'm going right. And then like once I get into the creative pocket, I'm starting to go left. So it's like that's how the process goes for me. Yeah,
and I feel like it's one of those things that everybody, like just like anything, music is an art, and everybody has their own style of how they go about creating their projects. What would you say is like the way that you started and the way that you get your influence?
A lot of imagery.
Yeah, okay.
There were a lot of imagery, a lot of mood boards, a lot of colors, like the shit that I'm even wearing sometimes. You know what I'm saying? Like I'll be in that, like, whatever style that I'm going to go with. Like, sound-wise, I have to visualize it first.
Yeah. That's how it all starts. It's freaking vision your dreams, and then you got to manifest it and make it true.
Yeah. Well, also just, like, the color, like, the vibes and shit. Like, the cover has to match what the music sounds like also. That's huge for me.
It has to connect full circle.
All that shit comes from like seeing Kanye do that type of shit. Every cover he has a different style,
a whole theme to it,
a whole different sound. Like that's where I get that shit from. That shit always stuck out to me. So I've always want to be that kind of artist.
That's good because you see a lot of people nowadays that jump on the game and they start doing the same thing and they stay in their same little style and they don't ever like go anywhere further than
like
what they do.
Out. Yeah, honestly, I feel like I do that too. I feel like I branch out, do too much like other type of shit to where it's like, okay, where you going with that? Like, why am I even a fan of you anymore? I got this song called Saturn Boulevard that just sounds fucking like nothing like I've ever been out before. And like, I don't know if like I fuck with it tough, but it's just like the people who are really fans and like the core fan base are like, what are you doing with that?
Yeah, what's going on here? What type of Rossi is this?
So it's like it's good to experiment, but don't jump too far off your lane. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, but I feel like that's also important that you got to like jump out, go other routes just to be like, okay, that's not for me. Exactly. At least I tried it though, So it's like, wait, come back to my senses and keep moving in my direction because at the end of the day, like you stay in your lane.
Yeah.
And it's funny, like talking about staying in your lane. Like it's funny because like when I be driving on the freeway and I switch lanes. And then all of a sudden that lane slows down and then my lane just picks up. And then in life I connected like, yo, this is what life is all about. Like if you switch your lane up, you're going to slow down and your other lane's going to progress. And I'm like, I get pissed. I'm like, fuck. Now the car's ahead of me.
You're a bad driver too, man.
Shut up, Marcos. Jeez. Put your mic on mute for 10 seconds.
Oh, we already started.
It is freaking already. We're going to do this. Nah, but you also mentioned last time when we talked, that being around your homies and your people is very influential. That's like, the base. You talked a lot about Suav City, bro. How did you guys all come together and mesh up?
Through high school. We were just all homies before, like, all that. And then we always had little things in common. So, like, the music was always the biggest thing in common. And then David, like, was always drawing. Me and Stilo were always drawing. And we talk about, like, damn, like, I always used to tell him, like, bro, would you ever rap? Like, I feel like I want to do some music. Like we would freestyle when we were drunk or whatever.
Yeah, he would tell me. Yeah, he told me that you guys would freestyle. And he'd be like, eh.
And then Stilo's neighbor, who's like my cousin's best friend, like that was my first studio I went to. So we went over there. We smoked and we just like freestyle over beats and stuff. And man, that's how we got into it. And then Richie came. He did the graphics. He did a lot of the graphics. Stilo started doing more graphics after he stopped rapping and shit. And it just all came really organically, like nothing really like forced.
It kind of that's what I was gonna say.
That's why we're still homies today. Like without
I just feel like all you guys, and I say this all the time, all you guys have your own strength. And once you guys combined it all, it was just like, oh, yo, this is what we're doing.
Yeah,
and everybody stays in their lone lane.
came up with the name, and then it was just Squad.
Where does Suav City come from? Like, what does Suav City mean?
Suav City. Suav comes from like the most San Diego song that I ever heard was probably well, to me, it's San Diego on some like Sunday cruising type shit. Is Malo. This song called Suavecito. I don't know if you guys heard of it or not, but so. I took the Suave from there, and I was just like, oh, let's go with that. At first, it was just Suave, and my cousin was like, Suav City. I was like, hey, that's fire. Man, let's go with that.
It feels like home.
Yeah, we had Suav City ever since.
Damn, that's dope. So what do you got planning up next? What do you got in the works? I know somebody asked on the questions, like, what is your next big collab or project?
I got a single coming out with Rucci. He's from LA. He's from Inglewood. I got that one coming out, and then a bunch of other songs, bro. I'm gonna come out with an EP. I'm gonna probably drop an EP. I want to do a listening party at Tacos el Gordo.
Hey, Tacos el Gordo, if you're listening, what's up? We'll be hitting you guys blaster messages, guys, so that we could get that listening party at Tacos el Gordo.
Yeah.
Real shit, run it up.
Like they're active on Twitter. Just do on Twitter.
They are, because they do, but they be playing games because I see them like,
they never hit me, but I'm about to just walk in there.
Yeah, that's what I say. Just show them in person. Don't
I'm gonna be like, who runs the Twitter?
Yeah, right. It's awesome. Fucking teenager shit like in the back.
It's the guy making the adobo.
I waste Rossi. Oh man,
that would be fire though. Like I could already picture it, even if it's outside, like there by the little pink building on Broadway, like with the speakers out there and everybody being out
outside,
there,
a black party.
That shit would be fire.
What's your Tacos el Gordo order?
The tripas. Tripas, my shit, extra crispy.
And not a lot of people like that shit.
I wasn't expecting that.
Nobody fucks with it. I talk to a lot of people that are like, nah, I don't fuck with tripa. I fuck with
cabeza.
Hey, you know why?
Cabeza's fire.
I know why he fucks with it, because there's no line there ever. He just goes in.
The tripa shit.
Tripa line.
Oh shit, I used to hit the drive-thru, but now they shut that shit down, so now I do have to walk in.
Fuck that. I was just there on Friday. That shit was mad packed. I was there for like freaking an hour. I was like pissed, bro. I was like, fuck. Go get tacos and TJ. Everybody, let me come here. So what do you got planned as far as Metallic Stallion? I know we were talking about that.
Metallic Stallion.
And what does that really mean?
Metallic Stallion. How did I come up with that shit? I think it wasn't like in a group text. And we were just like talking shit. You know how it is. The
yeah, just bullshitting.
Somebody threw out a wrestler name. I'd be like, damn, my wrestler name would probably be Metallic Stallion. Like. Talking wrestling and shit, and I was like, and somebody was like, "Damn, that's hard." I was like, "Yeah, it is pretty hard."
It is hard. Yeah, you right.
I was like, "Damn, that's got to be like a project or something." So I've always just held on to that name. Like, like right now, it's like the little piece of like I'm putting out little pieces of clothing like here and there, like when I have time. But I don't know. It might be a project name, or it might just be the clothing brand, or it might be both. I don't know what I'm gonna do with it, but definitely that. I'm gonna hang on to that for a long time.
Yeah, no, definitely. It's like one of these you just gotta like tuck in your pocket and save it for when it's ready.
Yeah, exactly.
Hey, and also the shades, bro. I remember early on when I started seeing you, you had the like those shades that you wear.
The Oakley shades.
The Oakley shades. How did those come about, bro? Like, where's that swag from?
Man, I just love like gradients have always been my shit.
Right.
I just love gradients and everything, whether it's like on the shirts or whatever. And Oakley's. Like I've always noticed they had these like cool gradients on the lenses, and then the lens was just one piece. I just thought that shit was so dope. And so I feel like a lot of shades don't fit me.
Right.
And I've always wanted to wear shades, and it's just like I walked in the Oakley store one day, tried them on. I was like, damn, these fit. Like these were fire. I just rocked with them ever since.
I need these.
I started seeing a lot more people wearing them.
Yeah. Because I'm like, shit. Like you kind of like because I only really saw like maybe baseball players wear those types of like you know what I mean. So I'm like, damn, this fool must be batting 500.
Yeah, and I love like the whole '80s, and I love the whole '80s shit, and I see like a lot of the football players from back then.
Yeah.
Shades and the baseball players,
capri, like the little short
I love that.
Shit.
I love that whole style, man. So that's what.
No, that's dope, bro. Shit, like I just always feel like once you're in a lane, like you're doing art and stuff like that, you got to be very unique and stay true to yourself, and like go out and do things that not anyone else is doing, because you got to put yourself on. You know, you can't just be like, how do you say, piggyback on someone else's, and
exactly
gotta be authentic, bro. End of the day, authenticity is gonna take you far, and if you just copy anybody else, like people read bullshit all day.
Exactly, like especially if you're online a lot
too.
Like that's where that comes from a lot of the time. You see somebody who's more popular than you and getting like more love than you, and they got a whole different sound. Like you're gonna be influenced. You know what I'm saying?
Because you're like, they're doing something right. Like what is it that they're doing? I kind of want to like dabble in that, but everybody has
not
their
even that they're doing right. It's just they're doing them, and that's the same thing.
And it works for them. Yeah, that's exactly it.
Not everything. Not what works for somebody else is always gonna.
It's not a one size fits all. Yeah, you got to keep battling and
I've
figure it out your own.
experienced that a few times, so I already know how it is.
But like you have to, like you said, you have to go try different things in order to figure out like what it is that you're good at. Because like I remember when I started like doing this, like I didn't know my style. But as I started like looking at other podcasts, I'm like, yo, okay, I know exactly how I want to do this, but like I'm gonna keep it to my style. Because what some people say and what they do isn't gonna work for me. No matter how bad I wish I could be able to do that.
Exactly,
it just doesn't work out for you, and it's like, ni modo. Figure it out. Figure it out. Yeah. So you've been working a lot with 24 Hours and Made in Tail. How did you guys all link up?
Shout out the Private Club.
Yeah, shout out to Private Club, bro.
Tony was just on here earlier too.
That's dope.
He was on there showing love.
Hey, that's what's up, bro.
Hell yeah.
So how did you guys all link up, and how'd that connection happen?
I met 20 when he was Royce Rizzy in 2015.
Yeah, I remember he changed his name, right?
Yeah. One of our like homies introduced each other to each other, and how'd that happen? Oh, I was gonna open up for him.
Okay, cool.
So I pulled up to the show. I didn't end up performing, but we ended up chopping it up.
Right.
And I met his brother. His name was Jamal Davis, who was made in Tokyo now.
Yeah.
I met. He moved out here. He was out here. Shit.
He did live out here for a minute, right? Yeah. Okay, cool. That was
I
an
remember
impression.
he worked in Old Thai Ranch.
Yeah,
and,
that's what that people would say that all the time, and I'd be like, "What word for reals?"
Yeah, he was working out there. I remember, and then he would text me like, "Bro, it's good. Like I'm trying to get the music shit popping off out here." I was still doing my thing and shit.
Yeah.
I was like, "Bro, anytime. Like I fuck with you and your brother. It's like it's always love." You know what I'm saying? And then we just stayed in contact, and then Tokyo changed his name. He blew up, and then for the longest time, Rizzy turned into 24 Hours, and I didn't even know that shit.
Yeah, you're just like, who's this 24 nigga?
Yeah, and I'm like, bro, I hit one of their other brothers like, damn, yo, is 24 Hours, is that Rizzy? He's yeah, he's been that for months. I'm like, what the fuck? Yo, that's crazy.
Yeah, his whole like sound changes as well, like low key. Yeah.
That was like one of the best rebrands that I've ever seen.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna say, because he came back in 24. I was like, oh shit, this nigga has a dope ass sound, and then all of a sudden, like, yeah, he's been around for a while. He just kind of rebranded, rebooted, and kind of redid his thing. I was like, I think that shit's dope.
Yeah, I fucked with that, and then all of a sudden I got a text one day. He was just like, I forgot what he said. He was like, bro, send me some music. I'm trying to put you on this tour. Out of nowhere, I'm like, what? That's crazy. Cause I was still grinding, bro, doing my shit. I know he was seeing it. And then,
when was this?
This is when?
Oh yeah,
this is 2016.
Oh man, okay.
So he hit me up, and then nothing ever happened for a while, and then we just kept doing our thing. It wasn't until like 2017, I think, like he hit me again, or he dropped a song, and I fucked with it tough. I think it was VS, and I texted him. I was like, dog, this the one. This is a hit.
Yeah,
bro. Like,
when you feel it.
He's like, bro, thank you, my G. Like, bro, he's like, me and Tokyo on your Instagram right now. We fuck with everything that you're doing.
Yeah.
We're gonna have to meet up. So we met up at a show, chopped it up, and then it was just on from there. Started making music with each other. I signed with TPC. Yeah, bro, still doing our thing now. They got me the rostrum deal with for backseat. Yep. So
talk to me a little bit. A lot of people nowadays, like, they choose to go the route of independent, stay like not signed. What made you go with TPC?
Just like the history, I guess, from the last couple of years from before, they were always showing love to me. I mean, it's just like a family over there too. You know?
Okay, cool. Family vibes.
Cool. Yeah, I felt welcome. Brought the homie Will with me when I went to the show. Yeah,
crazy ass motherfucker.
And then they just like
shout out Will.
Shout out Will. They showed us love, and then, we just went from there.
Nice. Also, I gotta ask, bro. So, Bodega Bams, and I'm gonna take you back a little bit.
Yeah.
How did you guys all come about? And
just talk to Bodega too. That's great.
Hey, that's good. Hey, shout out Bodega. I honestly
shout out Tam Boys, man.
So, I mean, originally he's from Harlem, right?
Yeah.
How did you guys make that connection? I mean, that's East Coast, West Coast, like.
Richie Moon actually. I've been a fan since like 2011, 2012.
Right.
Like, I remember sneaking in the backstage, and I had my CD with me.
Yeah, trying to get signed.
Yeah, this project called Amen. I wasn't even trying to get it signed.
Oh, shit.
I just snuck back there. Some dude was like, what are you doing back here? I'm just like, bro, I'm trying to get my CD to Bodega. Like,
yeah, what's up? How'd I do this?
I seen Bodega. I walked up to him.
Hella fanboy.
I don't know, but I showed him love. I'm a fan, of course. And I was like,
definitely.
bro, yo, check my shit out. This is my newest project, Amen. This is like 2012 or 2000, like 2012ish. And then I shot him my shit. Boom, that was it. I didn't hear from like a couple, maybe till like 2014. I was still doing the thing. And then I told Richie, I was like, yo, send this new track to fucking Ola, which is his brother / manager.
Okay, cool.
So he sent it that day. I was like, I don't think these dudes are going to hit me back. But 4 a.m, I get a text from Richie like, yo, Ola hit me back. And I was like, what? I woke up, bro. I was so excited, bro.
It's really happening. He's listened.
That shit was crazy. And then they came out to San Diego on a tour. We went up there, chopped it up. And yeah, bro, it's cool, man.
So what was the first album that you ever owned?
That I ever owned was probably Eiffel 65.
Oh, shit.
Yeah.
Okay.
Eiffel 65, dog. You know who that is?
I don't.
Remember that one song, I'm blue, I would
Oh, yeah, I would die if I was green. I would die if I was green. Yeah, what? No, I don't know that song.
I don't even know the lyrics.
That whole album was a bang.
But you know the beat. You know the beat. I was like, dude, the Nights at the Roxbury. All.
Yeah, there we go.
Fire.
Hey, where do you find your music inspiration? Like, where do you dig deep in? Like, do you dig in your soul? Do you dig in your brain? Like, you know, your inspirations? What is it for you that works?
Shit, it had to be life, I guess, in general. I feel like that's a cliche answer, but
hey, man, it is what it is.
Yeah.
Shit, sometimes answers are cliche.
it could be the beat too, just like the beat, whatever spark an idea, you know what I'm saying, and just roll with it.
Because I know there's artists that either like they already methodically start their, you know, their music or their song, and then other people just be like, all right, I'm just kind of find it on the way when I'm in the booth. What type of person do you think you are?
Both.
Okay.
Because I've done both before. Like Selena Over Jenny was in the booth. Like I didn't write that. I actually wrote a whole song, but I didn't like it, and I was just like, I'm gonna jump in the booth. Did it like that, and I wrote most of my music.
Okay, that's cool.
So, yeah.
No, that's always good because I mean, how do you feel about this whole like? I mean, people in the game getting like, you know, ghostwriters and stuff like that. Like, I've always wondered how that actually works. Like, you know, like they're just like, here, this song's for you. We wrote it.
Yeah, I think there's a lot of artists that do that.
Okay, cool. Yeah. Would you ever do that?
Shit, if I had shit, I don't know.
If the ticket's right.
It don't even have to be like a whole verse too. It could just be like a line, like, yo, you should say it like
It's like
this.
if you're kind of like making a song, you're like, hey, like what should I put with this? And then like they just kind of finish it.
I mean, I look at that like, bro,
I mean, it's like
I
collaboration.
like to make music,
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, I'm trying to make the best music. Like, that's not the first thing I would go for, you know what I'm saying? That's not like what I would want to do, you know, now.
Yeah. No, especially right now, of course not.
But I don't see anything wrong with it, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I feel like once you get established and you're more, you know.
Like that's an old mindset. That's like an old mindset.
Yeah. So as far as like, you know, this whole SoundCloud era and all these new rappers that are coming out of SoundCloud, how has that either influenced you, helped you, or what are your views on that?
Like the SoundCloud.
Yeah, the SoundCloud era, and like how everybody basically like SoundCloud's like you could just upload your stuff and like, hey,
Yeah, I think it's dope. I think it's dope for all artists to give artists a platform.
Yeah,
you don't gotta pay for it. It's free. Upload it. It gives a lot of kids like who don't have money. You know what I'm saying? Like that like platform.
Yeah,
because you could do your shit on Apple Music and Spotify.
Yeah,
a little monthly shit, but I think it's dope. I don't see nothing wrong with it. I think it's actually good.
Yeah, no, I think it's freaking
all
awesome.
That YouTube, SoundCloud, all that shit. It's fire.
Hey, somebody said he has got Dom Kennedy vibes. Does he have an influence on him?
Oh, I fuck with Dom.
Yeah. You were with him at that party, no?
At the
at 20s. That shot with 20. How was that? How was shooting that, bro?
I remember being in the studio with Dom. Bro.
Oh yeah, actually before that, huh? I remember you posted something. Yeah. Dude, that's dope.
I remember I met him a few times, just like in LA, random shit, like out here. But I remember going to 20. He's like, bro. I scooped him up. He's like, let's go to Hit Boy's house. I was like, what? He's like, yeah. He's like, Dom's over there. I'm gonna introduce you. I was like, okay, fire. So we go. I'm driving the fucking hills.
Play cool. All
the way up. Low key, like I don't really be getting starstruck like that, but it's just like Dom's like,
bro, I mean, shit,
rappers,
for reals, yeah.
So it was cool. Like we went up there, we met, we just vibed out. They were working on some music and shit. It was cool. We smoked. It was cool, bro. Like it honestly got there and it was just like regular. Like, man, I'm supposed to be here. Like,
yeah, that's actually what I was gonna ask. Like, what was the vibe like? Because you know, sometimes you walk in, and you automatically always feel vibes. You know, so it's like, did it feel comfortable?
Yeah, it was comfortable as fuck.
That's what's up. That's 100,
bro.
Hella
comfortable, bro. It was dope.
What's your favorite Dom song?
My favorite Dom song.
Which one? Shit.
It's called Why the Hell Not. It's only on YouTube.
You know which album I fucked with it a lot? The Yellow album that I can't find anywhere anymore.
On YouTube.
Yeah, it's on YouTube, bro. I used to slap that shit like in high school all the time.
Yeah, bro, you could download it on LimeWire, bro.
Yeah, and get all this fucking Soulja Boy. Dom Kennedy. It's like Soulja Boy playing.
LimeWire was like shit.
Dude,
Yeah,
I
you
know.
can
You
go
just
on
wait
YouTube
download
and
all
do
your
all that.
porn.
Oh, you did?
No. It was one time.
I didn't know you could do that.
You could, bro. It's crazy.
Yeah, I should have hung out with you in middle school.
So, so your biggest song, bro, as of right now, That's My Lady. How did that come about, and what inspiration were behind making that song?
What came from that?
I mean, obviously, like, I want to say your girl because she wants black Mercedes.
Yeah, I remember I wrote that shit.
Yeah,
at
I'm
work.
still gonna get it for her.
Yeah, that's
Hell yeah,
that's definitely
hell
where
yeah.
that came from. I was at work on my work phone looking for beats and shit on YouTube, and I found that, and then I just wrote it there. Boom, knocked it out. Definitely from like my girl. Like my son was just born not too long ago from that. Honestly, it was just one of those tracks where it didn't take too long for me to write it.
Right.
And so I would rap it to the homies and just be like, bro, you fuck with
Yeah.
this? And they're just like, bro,
Yeah, I
that shit's
fuck with
fire, dog.
this.
And so like a couple weeks later, I had a show in the Bay, and like all the homies went out there. I think Richie was living out there for a minute. So we went out there, we got a hotel room. I set up my whole shit. Like I had the mic, I had the speakers and all that shit. And I just recorded it right there. We played that shit back like 10 times in the hotel room. We just went crazy, bro, because it was just good energy. And so we went to the show, which was a house party. After the show, I had the DJ like, yo, play this. I want to see this. I was like, bro, that shit ran back another 10 times. Everybody was going crazy. Like, that shit was fire. I was like, damn, I think we got something special right here.
Yeah.
And then like a couple years later, here's 1 million plays.
Yeah,
damn,
big
that's
congrats
fire.
on that, bro. And I know we were talking about that, like, you know, how does it feel to actually accomplish, you know, a million views, bro? That's fucking phenomenal.
Yeah, that's fucking crazy. To me, it's like, a million is cool. Like, that's something to celebrate. But
Yeah.
then I have like homies like 20 in Tokyo, and I'm looking at their plays on Spotify.
And they're doing
10
millions, yeah.
20 million plays. I'm like, dog, I got to step my shit up. This is just a stepping stone to where I have
Yeah.
to be. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So I try not to get comfortable.
No, and I mean, that's you should. I mean, anything, there's nothing good that happens in the comfort zone or the friend zone. So, I mean, like, yeah, that's the two zones you don't want to be in at all.
Exactly.
I think you get off if you want. It's already.
What?
You
All right,
get-
hey guys, I'm about to get off live. You guys can go see it on YouTube or Spotify or Apple later. Damn, imagine he would have dropped that shit. Would have sucked.
Just
Fucking everywhere. I'd be like, damn, we're done here.
just keeps pouring out.
We're done here. We're done here.
Yo,
guys.
in the last one, when I was editing the Sebby's podcast, you got off live. You're like, man, fuck these people on live. I hate them. That's the funniest shit ever, bro.
Dude, I said that?
Yeah, you're like, oh wait, we're gonna edit that out. I was like, nah, we're not.
Bro, you're making me look bad. You edit it out, dude.
Shit was funny, bro.
Fuck,
We gotta
you're
keep
an asshole.
that. That's raw.
Hey, so talk to me about being a parent. How do you find the balance to be dad, to be artist, and still do Rossi Rock?
Damn, that shit's crazy. It's hectic, Brody. It's hectic. I was with my kids all day today, and then I just bounced right now. Came here and shit as soon as my girl got home.
Yeah.
How do you find a balance?
Shit, bro, you just gotta have the timing right.
Mm-hmm.
The timing right. Like my priority is them, but it's just like when I have shit coming up, I have to figure out like how I'm gonna make that shit happen.
How old's your son
what
now?
I'm saying? My son's 4, my daughter's 7 months.
Oh wow.
Yeah. So even 2 kids is crazy. It gets crazier. It gets way more.
So you're
hectic,
still not
bro.
sleeping then, right?
Nah, not now. My daughter's been waking up a lot.
Who has a first call? You or mom?
First call is probably me because she does the morning shifts.
Okay, cool,
So
cool, cool.
I'll be up. I'll handle that shit, and then boom, she gets home, and then I go do my thing.
Do you think your kids, I mean, obviously, have given you a bigger inspiration even after you continue to do rap when you had your kids?
Oh yeah, for sure. Just to set an example for him, you know.
Yeah.
Like my son's always like, I want to go to LA to make music with you and this and that. Like
That's
it's cool.
dope.
I'm always telling him like, bro, like fucking 9 to 5. Like you got to have your own business, be your own
Yeah.
boss. Ever since I told him that, he's like, I'm the boss. Every day he says that shit.
But you know, it's crazy. I always talk to people that have kids. Like literally, like I feel like being the parent at a young age, you're the first line of defense to whatever you teach them. So whatever you instill in their like mindsets, they're gonna grow up thinking that's a norm or that's
Yeah,
okay.
yeah.
So if you put shit in their head, they're gonna grow up to be shitheads. If you put like good morals and good like habits, they're gonna motherfucking be
Hey,
a
you
man.
never know.
Exactly.
You might be your manager growing up. You never know.
I might be his manager.
Shit, huh? Tables turn.
Do you see
How
any
crazy would that be though? Like shit, like my son's manager and shit. Like
That's crazy.
Do you see any tendencies that he has that you have?
My son, he's always like when there's a music video on, he'll start dancing and shit like that. But I feel like my daughter's gonna be like more music. Yeah, I could already see it.
gray hairs for sure, bro.
Damn.
Yeah, that shit's crazy. I need a gun.
Shoot a nigga. Nah, for real, it's like fuck, I know how guys are. Like, shit, I'm a guy, so it's like when I grow up, if I have a daughter, I'm gonna be like, yo, motherfucker, I know what you're doing because I used to be able like be doing that. So like,
she's not gonna leave the house. What are you talking about? Homeschool.
long skirts, turtlenecks. That's it.
And she's gonna, she's gonna be homeschooled.
She's gonna be Mormon.
Hey, Mormon, all girls school. She could wear bell bottom pants sometimes. Shouts out below in the back.
I feel like you gotta keep a balance with that though too. You can't be too strict.
No, I'm completely capping, but because that like fucks them up. Like once they get a little bit of freedom, good luck. Gray hairs for sure, and then the guns gonna for real need to come out at that point.
She has to be home by 9, not even 7,
8:30. Pushing it.
Rossi, take notes, bro. We're
I'm not even a dad either. I'm fucking like that. The least qualified person to talk about parenting. Shit, I can even take care of myself. Nah, but it's all fun. Like I like to like just not even worry about that right now. So like whenever I have to worry about that, like I'll worry about that. So right now I'm just kind of like looking at it from the outside in. Yeah, no. What do you think is the best thing about being a parent?
Probably just teaching them shit.
You know, it's funny. That's the same response that Stilo had. He said same thing. Damn, you guys must be friends.
Yeah, teaching them things, bro. Because like you said, they grow up like.
Yeah, they learn whatever you teach them. That's what they're gonna learn. Yeah. So, hey, you said, how spiritual are you?
I think everything happens for a reason. Type of spiritual. I'm not too heavy like religious or like. Okay. I'm not like talking horoscopes with people at the party and shit. You know what I'm saying?
Hey, you're definitely not Stilo. We always fucking remember this because so he's leaving, right? And then there was a girl. She was here like listening in, and she's like, "Oh, well, what do you have to say about Libras?" And then he was kind of walking out already. He's like. So I thought you never asked. He's like, yeah, well, Libras like tend to be like, a little bit thicker and have big butts. And then like she held it. I'm like, oh, Stilo. So this is what we're doing, huh? Dirty Dave, huh? Dirty Dave, bro.
Got it with that one right there.
Yeah, no, the shit was funny. He's like, oh, that's what we're doing, huh? Fuck, you're gonna burn me out like that.
So we edit that one out.
No, we didn't.
We didn't.
No.
Whatever.
All right, well, whatever. So, who's your favorite rapper, bro?
My favorite rapper now?
Yeah. When you first started, and now
myself.
If it switched.
When I first started,
say that.
When I first started, I fuck with J. Cole so tough.
Okay.
Like Pac, Cole, and like Tupac and Cole for sure. But now, like for sure, I look in the mirror and be like, damn,
I'm the man. You know what I trip out is like you can literally like. Be doing your day and you're like, hey, I'm gonna write this little, this song real quick, and later on it becomes a hit, and you're like, all it was literally a thought in my head. Yeah, I'm like, I trip out on that, and eventually once it gets to the point where like now you're making money off shit that you create, like, oh god, you're like, what else would you want? Like you get paid to be you.
Exactly.
And I feel like everybody should strive for that. Not everybody can do that, but at least find a path that's gonna give you that gratitude and that that good feeling about what you're doing.
That's why I can't go back to nothing else, dog.
Yeah, dude, that sucks.
I can't go back.
And also, I feel like you within yourself, you're kind of like, if I go back, I'm a bitch. Like you can't quit. Speak for yourself. But nah, that's how I feel. It's like in my back of my head, I'm like, I don't want to like stop pursuing what I'm pursuing, because if I do, then I'm like, just gave up, and I'm like, what if I was just that closer to just breaking through or something like that?
So all this is don't quit. That's it. Just keep going.
So do you doubt?
I started rapping with a lot of people who don't rap no more.
Well, because I feel like a lot of people start noticing that like it's hard. It's not easy, and if it was easy, everybody would do it. But then once you start like finding out that it's not just a skill, but you got to be consistent, show up every day, and eat the shit no matter what. Yeah. Then those are the people that make it through. Yeah. So talk to me a little bit about the influence that you and Seb have together. Like you guys always like whenever you, and I was telling you, it was like whenever you guys worked on the music together, like you guys sound good. It just fucking goes. It's like peanut butter and jelly.
Between like I think our voices also. He's got more like a high pitched voice, mine's a little deeper, so that balance like makes it dope already. And then the beats that we jump on are a little more simple. They give us room to just like show off like our.
They're very jumpy,
a little bouncy and shit. So
you could just tell how comfortable you guys are together when it comes on the track. It's just something you guys vibe.
Oh yeah, for sure. We're both on the same type of wave. We're talking about doing like a little EP, like 4 tracks and shit. calling it No Rings.
With the sick ass fool. Yeah, no, I remember you telling me that.
So I can't wait for that. That's easy too. Like we talk about it all the time. Like, bro, we can knock that shit out in the night because the chemistry is so crazy.
Yeah, like the flows there. Yeah,
beats and shit.
It's funny because like you just said, like you guys do have a lot of differences, but at the same time, there's so many similarities that you just could tell you that makes you guys gel. Yeah, and so that's why I enjoy like hearing you guys' songs together as well.
That's when we did Arco. Like that was like I told him, I was like, bro, that's the sound right there. Like that's a wave. You know,
and I mean the people like they showed love. That shit's crazy. Like, a lot of people still know you guys for that. That shit goes hard.
Splash Bros.
Yeah,
music video is my favorite. When you guys are getting pulled in the water.
No, that shit was a bitch, bro. The dude, I was like, because it was my idea. I was like, let's jump in, fuck it. And then the captain was like, well, if you're strong enough to pull yourself back in, I was like, yeah, fuck that.
Yeah, I'm a man. You know who I am?
We're in there for like 30 minutes. Sebi pops in. I'm like, I can't get back in, bro. I was stuck in there like 20 minutes, dog. Tired as fuck. I built up the strength and I just popped back in there. But that shit was fun, dog. That was a fun ass video,
dude. It was. I remember going out to like when you guys were shooting it. I'm like, yo, this is dope. And then that guy Eric Swagson, like that foot, like legit, like that foot has all his shit together. Yeah, how'd you guys link up with him?
With Eric?
Yeah.
How did I link up with Eric? He shot. What did he shoot? Backseat. Yeah, he shot Backseat for me, but I got introduced to him through Deshaun, through a homie named Deshaun. Okay. Because he shot one of his videos and that shit was fire. But Eric's been working. He's fire.
Yeah, he was telling me he's like shit. Like camera he got was like nearly like $30,000 and shit. I'm like, motherfucker, got that. He's like, yeah, all I eat is freaking cup of noodles and shit. So I'm like, hey man, it'll pay off eventually.
Nah, he's been working, bro. He's gonna make that shit back easy.
Oh yeah, for sure, bro, for sure. Talk to me a little bit about the San Diego like music scene and the culture. Like, how do you see it, and like where do you see it going?
It's grown.
Yeah, no, definitely, bro. It's just crazy.
Like in 2013, I felt like there was really nothing out here, dog. And I was putting out my projects, so I was like, I had to do extra work. Like I was walking around downtown, putting posters up and shit, like trying to make a scene, you know.
It's like, hey, old school work. That's how.
I didn't know too many people out here until like the homie Bam reached out. He worked at I think he worked at Five and a Dime.
Yeah,
Five and a Dime reached out. They showed love. And Blends. You remember when Blends was on Market Street?
Yeah. So and then they moved down to downtown, right?
Yep. Like and then leaving posters there, and then like people hitting me like Nitty. You know, I knew it.
Yeah.
That's how I met him. He's like, bro, I seen your posters everywhere. I was like, who the fuck is this kid? Like, checked out the music. He became a fan. We became homies.
But that's a smart way to do it with the posters, because you're doing like little nuggets of curiosity everywhere. Yeah. And the curiosity literally kills the cat. So like people are gonna either click after they see it a whole bunch of times. All right, who the fuck is this Rossi guy?
Exactly.
Let me give him a chance.
You got to get in their faces.
So what motivated you to like put up the posters and stuff, knowing that San Diego didn't have that big of a music scene?
That's why, because
there wasn't no scene. It's open market.
I didn't know anybody. There was no big homies to be like,
this how you do it.
Do this. You know what I'm saying? Like,
no
like there is now, but. Yeah, there was really nobody who I could turn to and be like, yo, help me out, or what can I do? It was like, no, I fucking put on my pants,
trial and error and just figured it out.
Yeah, just fucking did the work myself. Me and the homies.
No, that's how it has to be. I mean,
how do you see it compared to like maybe LA rappers or
to LA rappers? Because they have they're how do you say it, like?
Would you see they're more like
the culture out there is already more established than it is out here. You know.
Yeah.
Like, there's big homies out there that'll put you on game and show you the blueprint of how to do it out there. Or like just growing up in LA, the Fairfax, who's gonna be out there, like
exactly. you can always put yourself somewhere that's gonna like make a move or something.
Out here there wasn't nothing.
You gotta make your own noise.
The closest thing we had to like that out here was probably Five and a Dime on 8th and G right there.
Okay. That was the most like popping spots for that type of scene.
So right now you're kind of putting your foot in the door as well in LA.
Yeah,
I'm just trying to leave your mark in every single place, right?
Yeah, I'm trying to go to LA a lot more and fucking tap in with them, because like I said, the culture is already going crazy.
Yeah, that's where you like jumpstart and get going.
Trying to tap in and just like leave my mark out there, let them know like, hey, San Diego's lit too,
Yeah. Well, like in a way, like you're the one creating that door for everybody here in San Diego to do it, like you're setting the blueprint. You're technically the pioneer. Yeah. Whether like you like to see it like that or not.
I'm trying, bro. I don't know. Like that's just what happened, I guess.
But that's all
like,
you could do, bro. That's all you could do. Try and like like if you do and it works, it works, because you said nobody's telling you. So you literally what you do is, hey, I don't got the right ideas here, but I'm just trying something that nobody else is willing to do. And that's what I think the definition of a leader is, bro. Like, you know, like everybody thinks that a leader always is going to have the right answers. So you're always going to know everything. Like, nah, they're just the person that's always willing to try it out and figure it out. And if it doesn't work, like, hey, I was the one that took the initiative, but like, now I know where to go.
And go another route.
Yeah, hell yeah. But someone needs to make that decision.
You got to lead by example.
Would you say you've always been a leader, kind of?
I like to say, like, I've always had, like, I've learned a lot from a lot of people growing up, and I've seen mistakes being made. So I learned from that without having to make those mistakes, you know?
Okay.
And I've always had a vision for myself.
Well, you could definitely see that just because, like you said, pioneering your way into, you know, doing the, you know, being the most of yourself as well, especially representing the South Bay. There's been so many South Bay matches in your music, so obviously everyone appreciates that.
And just like believe in yourself, bro. That's what it is right there.
Hey, it sounds so silly, but like that's literally what it comes down to. Like, I know you see all these people saying, like, and it sounds cliche because that's what they say. Oh, what did you just gotta believe in yourself? Yeah. It's 100% true, because the moment you stop believing in yourself, you lose confidence and you just like you start double doubting things and you're just like, I don't know. But if you're 100% with yourself and you like truly believe in yourself, you're like, I'm the motherfucking man. I can do anything.
Just do it. There's so much more work to do too.
So yeah, like shit. You can't just like stop and put a parking like on some shit.
If there's something you can improve with the music scene here, what would it be?
Maybe more. Let me see. I was gonna say more events, but like I feel like there's a lot more events that have been going on. A
lot of more like little like pop-up shops type stuff like that. Like what Tila has going on with Tangerine, like that's all dope, because it's all bringing people together, different brands, different like artists, different like creators and shit like that.
Even listening parties like Sebi shit. Like
Sebi was popping. Like
that
was dope.
That was really dope.
That shit was fire. Just a lot more. It could be a lot more shit going on out here. Maybe like another venue out here in Chula Vista would be fire.
That's what you mean.
I think
the Vogue, like open up the Vogue where the theater was at and turn that into a venue. I think that would be lit.
And start having more parties, like more local artists, more local people here, and just fucking up the scene. I feel like that's how you got to do it. Someone just has to take initiative, be like, yo, like, hey, like, we got to do this.
I mean, because if there's a part in San Diego where there's a lot of you know, talented people, it's pretty much the South Bay. The South Bay right now is blowing up, in my opinion.
Yeah, I think it is too, bro. That's the thing, like. But there's nowhere to bring the people down here.
Yeah, where are we gonna take them? Like,
there's no venue. You know, we got Tacos El Gordo. A little listening party would be fire.
What's that? He's like, I'm gonna have to say that again. Tacos El Gordo.
One more time.
Yo, y'all hearing Tacos El Gordo?
That'd be fire.
Hey, I'm gonna cut this up and just send them to them, spam them, shit like.
Yo, for real though.
I was thinking like if they don't hit me, I'm gonna stand in front of the building, post a picture, and like tell everybody to tag Tacos El Gordo in the comments and shit.
Hey, you should. Fuck it. But whatever you gotta do, like that's sometimes how it works. Like shit,
show
just
keep bugging
them until they say either like do this or do this, and then you're like, all right, fine. At least I got my fucking answer.
Yeah, exactly.
Hey, you did it once, you could do it again, right?
Yeah, fuck yeah, bro. And then we just get fucking tacos for life.
Cool. Big energy poster.
What I noticed is like the homies from LA or the Bay will come down and be like, yo, I heard Tacos El Gordo was fire. I'm like, damn, yo, this is really a staple down here in the South Bay.
Well, like, motherfuckers are out in like Vegas. Like, they're well known. I'm like, goddamn, like fucking tacos.
Yo, I know not to go on a Friday, Saturday. It's just, it's going to be packed as fuck.
And then they got one in downtown that never opened.
That never opened. It's always there. It's been there for like a couple of years now. You just
it's just like great marketing, bro.
Hey, but you know what's
there for branding?
The tacos are like $1.50 more than what in Chula Vista.
Oh, you check the sign. The menu?
Yeah, if you look at the menu, it says $1.50 more for a taco.
Bro, they're like $2.60. Like, all right, that's the only thing I'm gonna talk shit about. Like, tacos are like $2.60, like almost $3, and then you go down to TJ, it's like fucking 75 cents a taco.
Yo, Tacos El Gordo listening to this right now. They're like, oh, okay, wait, what the fuck did you say? All right, we're not gonna have it anymore.
Yeah, so what? Yeah. Nah, just kidding. Hey, please, listening party. Hey, bro. So do you like any other conspiracy theory type?
Yeah, I love like UFO shit. Like.
Yeah, what's your whole take on that? Like, you think aliens exist?
I hella think aliens exist, bro.
Bro, I always trip out like, all right, all these pyramids fucking perfect, and then you're telling me that they didn't get any help, like, and it was just a whole bunch of motherfucking workers like moving a whole bunch of like tons of rocks and shit like that. I'm like, no. Who the fuck helped you guys? Where the fuck is the proof?
Yeah,
like, when are they gonna tell us? Like,
because they're talking about how like the dimensions of pyramids are just so perfect,
and like they align with all the pyramids in the world, and like I'm like, yo,
the pyramid aligns to Ocean Beach. Remember that?
Oh yeah, who's telling you that?
Steele?
Yeah, I think so. That motherfucker goes in like on
pyramids aligned to Ocean Beach.
Yeah, it was some shit like that. I don't know. Now I'm gonna have to look that up.
Making shit up.
Hey, I don't know. I'm like, shit. Well,
All the pyramids point to my house right there. And
he's like, the reason why I started Rottweiler is because that one moment when I tripped acid.
And I saw the pyramid.
No, just play. Shout out to Steve.
Yeah, no. Yeah, for reals.
Hey, you know what? I see Paloma's here on the headset. I think she wants to ask a question, right?
Oh, hey, Paloma, what's up?
You don't have anything to ask?
Oh, you gonna put me on the spot like that? Hey, you wanted to come, huh? What's up?
I don't know. Don't put me on the spot like this.
Okay,
I was literally thrown back. No. Next time. Okay, let me think about it. Give me like 10 seconds.
Dude, Rossi make you nervous?
No, you guys are making me nervous.
Rossi.
Nah.
Be like that, huh? Fuck.
So, hey, what do you think about Area 51? You know, did they go? Did they go rate it?
Did they rate it or something?
Yeah, no, there was like a lot of people that showed up to Area 51, and I guess like 3 people got arrested because they jumped the fence. But no, did you guys see? I don't know if you guys saw like all the pictures on Twitter, but there was a lot of people.
I actually saw a video of like 2 people on motorcycles riding up, and
that's fire.
But the military got them before. Like,
Yeah.
they were about to get like really close, and they were like, "No."
Did you ever watch a video where it was some guy like super like scared out of his mind, and he's like, I think it's on YouTube. He's like, guys, it's not what we think. Like, you know, like they're making deals with these like extra like dimensional beings, like, you know, and shit like that. And then they started saying some shit that like they take high amounts of like LSD or like hallucinogens, and like they'd like supposedly, you know, tap into like a dimension where they're able to make deals with other beings and shit like that, and like some crazy shit. Yeah,
That's wild.
This on YouTube.
I thought it was at Ocean Beach.
Nah, I just made this all up, bro, just for the clout. We were like, "I'm gonna look it up now." No, for real though. That shit scared me because I was like, "Yo, like," and I think I was high as fuck at that moment, so I was like paranoid and scared.
Are you high as fuck right now?
No, I'm
It's
big
kinda,
chilling,
it's kinda
big
weird,
chilling.
bro.
But yeah, pass the blunt. Here you go.
What's in that cup, bro?
Nothing.
You worry about that?
All right, bro. So we're gonna get into this part of the episode where we call it the lightning round, and I'm gonna hit you with some questions that I haven't even listened to, I haven't even seen, and Marco comes up with them. Sometimes they're good, sometimes.
You just write them down right now.
Yeah, motherfucker dissects it out for like the conversation, which I think is pretty
Is it
cool.
like a yes or no question or like?
It's like you're gonna have to wait and find out.
This and that.
You could just answer it and let's see what happens. We might have a conversation about it. You never know. To be honest, I kind of forgot what I wrote down. I think the first one I crossed out because you already asked that, so I was like, fuck it.
Right, yeah, you did. All right, we'll just jump into it. Amazon, Hulu, or Netflix?
Netflix.
What's the stupidest thing you've done on your own free will?
On my own free will.
And just be honest, it's okay, man.
It's okay, man.
I stole a car. It's okay. We'll be all right.
You
What
stole
have
a car?
I done?
Oh, that's right.
Oh yeah, that's right.
Hey, don't
We
switch it
talked
up on
about
me,
that.
guys. I'm just trying to make it feel comfortable.
Tell us about that.
So this one time in high school,
Damn, I don't know.
you were like, we got to be
Stupid
careful with what I
decision.
say here.
Maybe run out of gas because I just pushed that shit to the like limit. I don't fucking know. Running out of gas is pretty stupid to
I
do.
plead the
Like,
fifth.
Dude, for real shit.
I'm always pushing my shit, like trying to see how far I could go without.
6 miles? We're good. That's I got reserve.
Running out
Yo,
of
wait.
gas.
So one thing I do, I don't know. My parents always told me this, but like if you have the AC on, that wastes gas. I always thought.
That's what I heard too.
I heard that's a myth,
But
and I
heard
still
that's a
believe that.
myth, But I still put the AC down, even if it's hot. And
Me
if I have no
too.
gas, I'm
I
like,
think
shit, I
that's
need
like
to.
a Mexican thing.
Yeah,
Is that a Mexican thing?
Yeah, for
Alright.
real. I tell my mom that all the time.
Is that a Mexican thing? Shit.
Some
Yeah.
cheap shit.
Yeah, bro. I'm like, what the hell? They used to always tell me too that you can't eat pepino or watermelon and then have milk, and I'm like,
What?
Wait.
Why would you even think
What are we
of doing
talking?
that?
What? No.
oh, because sometimes when I was younger, I'd like to have fruit and then cereal.
Oh, maybe.
Everybody shut up for a little bit. Yeah, I don't know, bro.
Everybody's
My mom told
like,
me
yo.
never have like.
Hey, cut that part. Cut
Mama
that part.
said
Cut that
never
part.
have like seafood and milk right after.
I could see that. But honestly, like I fuck my stomach up. I'm like, all right, let's just see what that like shit.
Bro, every
Fucking
night,
slob.
every night on Twitter, like at 2 a.m. Bro, I just ate something bad. I'm gonna pay for it in the morning.
I do. I pay for it every fucking morning. Like I sort of got it. And like the worst thing is that like I'll be sleeping and there's always chips next to me, right?
Yeah.
It'll be like 3 a.m. I wake up and I'm like, I look at the chips and I'm like, fuck, don't do it. Don't do it.
Grab a bunch.
And then sometimes my girlfriend's like, she wakes up and then she's like, she looks over at me like, Brian, what the fuck are you doing? And I'm all like, I'll sneakishly put it in my way. Like, nothing. I'll just get some
You
water.
got no self control, bro.
I don't, bro. It sucks, bro. And then my stomach be like,
Are you a late night snacker?
I try not to be, but sometimes, yeah.
Guilty as charged, bro. Fuck that. And then especially with like the smoking at night, doesn't fucking know.
And the beer,
Yeah,
shit.
the smoking. The beer, I feel like the beer like triggers it more than the smoking does sometimes.
You get the drenchies?
I get the liquid courage to hit up Wendy's and it's just
I get the liquid curse to hit up. Yeah, bro.
What'd you get for Wendy's yesterday?
what did I got a bowl of chili.
Bro, you had me at chili, dog. What nigga really had chili?
I was gonna get a baked potato, but they didn't have any, so I got a chicken sandwich and some fries.
And chili. You guys remember a couple years back? Well, a lot of years back, where they found the finger in the chili, but that bitch was capping.
No.
Yeah, she was like lying and like she was trying
Bro,
to sue them.
she was about to win the lawsuit for like $5
Was
million.
that Wendy's or KFC?
Wendy's.
Oh shit, that's crazy.
You're like, you sure it's not KFC? They have fingers in there.
Damn.
What's your least favorite food?
My least favorite?
Wendy's.
Damn, I'm not picky. It's kind of hard. Maybe sopita.
Wait.
Like sopita.
Hey, you know what's funny? I know people are like Mexican or like, you know, they're in the culture when they say sopita. Like that's like hella like just home.
But it's like there's all kinds of sopita, but there's a certain one I'm talking about.
Which one?
It's like, man, my nana used to try to make me eat it when I was little. I'm just like, nah, I'm not with that.
Yeah, I'm not good at sopa either.
I don't know, but I love like albondigas and
Okay.
like pozole
I'm not a big fan of albondigas.
shit like that. I can't.
Balls in my mouth. What?
That's crazy.
Yeah, it is crazy.
That's
Like you're supposed to chew on Brian. Why do you have balls in your mouth?
What? So you're not just supposed to? Oh wow, I've been eating albondigas wrong my whole life.
That's
Definitely cut that one.
that's nuts, bro.
It is.
Will.
It's nuts. What personality traits has gotten you in the most trouble?
Pass.
Plead the fifth.
Plead the fifth. All right, fine. Fuck it. If you had to pick a new name for yourself, what name would you pick?
Metallic Stallion.
You've been doing that. It's just like
I was ready for that.
Yeah, right. You're like Will Eldris Alva. That shit was mad
Alva.
funny. How many days do you wear the same pants in a row before it becomes a problem?
Maybe a few times.
Okay.
A few times.
I
don't know. I don't like to wash my jeans. I
It
feel
just
like
depends,
it fucks them up.
They get tight, bro.
I hate
For
getting
me.
pants that are tight.
For me, that's why you don't dry them, bro.
You
Shit,
thunder
you're
thigh
right,
ass.
you're right,
Air
you're
dry
right.
them shit.
You dry
I
yours?
like that. I like when they're.
Well, you're a girl. You're like you want your pants to be
I
tight.
know. Well, true.
And then I'm a guy. I'm over here like all
And
day
it kind of
fucking fixing
depends
my boxers and
what
shit.
kind of
I
pants
don't-
they are too.
Bro, I get subconscious. I just feel like, fuck, I just gained another pound. Fuck, I can't put them on.
with your thick ass and shit.
Fuck, thick with 2 C's, bro.
Yeah, right.
Depends what kind of pants they are too. If you got Dickies, like
That's
I
true.
feel like I'd wash those before I wash some denims.
Yeah, I don't know. The denims like they just go tight or they lose the color, and I'm just like, fuck that. I can't do that to myself.
Honestly, lately I just not give a fuck. Like I don't give a fuck if they fade or not. Like fuck
Yeah,
it.
I wear like the same thing all the time. So I'm like Monday through Friday. I'm like,
I just walk out with no
uniform,
pants.
dude. It feels so much better.
Fuck yeah.
Now you know what I do wear a lot. I wear a lot of chanclas in the office, like just flip flops.
Bro, yeah.
It's the movement. Chanclas are fire
And commando.
all the time.
All the time, bro.
Makes me aerodynamic when I fight. Pa que sepas. In your life, if your life was a movie, what song would be the soundtrack?
What song would be a soundtrack?
I have to. I
I was gonna say that, but I was like, man, there's something way more epic out there that I would probably choose. Let me come back to that. I gotta think about it. It's gotta be the right one, because then I'm gonna get home and be like, damn, I should have said that one.
They're like, fuck, Brian, can we add this part? Which movie do you need to make a sequel to? Do they need to make a sequel to?
Damn, bro, maybe A Bronx Tale. That would be fire.
What's your favorite movie?
But it's like, I like it so much, I feel like the sequel would fuck it up.
Yeah, you can fuck, yeah, shit.
But it's not like
Is that
you
your
can't
favorite
go
movie?
watch the. Yeah, that's probably one of my favorite movies.
Dude, my favorite movie is probably Blow with Johnny Depp.
Oh, I fuck with that.
I watched it the other day. I'm like, damn, what a badass. They need to make a sequel to this. But I'm like, you just got out of jail, so that's probably not going to work out. The post-jail life. If you had to give a random person from New York City a tour of San Diego, what are your top 5 destinations?
Tacos. Probably. What can I take him into the border?
Hell yeah! Can I take him to TJ?
I feel like it's like San Diego.
Yeah, you gotta get that like vibe out.
I always take him to like Plaza Las Americas right there, right where the fence is at.
Oh yeah.
And they always get freaked out. They're like, oh shit, that's
Mexico. Yeah, that's
You can
crazy.
see the city and shit.
They want a picture and shit.
Maybe
Look at the little Mexicano.
All right, so he said tacos, border.
Maybe La Fachada.
Okay.
Barrio. They be staying open till like 4 in the morning. Still
Really?
serving beer and shit.
What? I never knew
Tell them I sent you.
Note to self.
Barrio Logan for sure, and somewhere downtown.
That's right. I mean, I think what I'd probably take him to fucking Omnia. Fuck it.
The Omnia? Maybe to a Padres game.
Padres game.
Maybe a Padres game.
Yeah, that'd be lit. Or a Chargers game. Oh, wait, never mind. Chargers aren't here no more. Yeah. Fuck you. What would you tell 2015 Rossi? What would you?
What would I tell him?
You can tell I wrote that question right on the spot because we were talking about that earlier.
There'd be a lot of shit, I guess.
If you could only tell them one thing.
Keep going.
Keep going.
Don't stop.
Shit, 4 years later, still going. You want to go back to soundtrack to your life?
Soundtrack to my life would probably be soundtrack or song, like this whole like a fucking album to my life. Like
Yeah, we could do that. Yeah.
An album. Beg for Mercy G Unit.
Oh shit!
Yeah.
All right.
Fuck yeah, I fucked with G Unit. All right, the last one you're gonna fill in the blank and repeat after me. All right.
Go ahead.
My name is blank, and I get my energy from.
My name is Rossi, and I get my energy from myself. I get my energy from within.
Hey, yeah.
Yeah. Heard this one.
Oh, one last question before we actually wrap it up. Where did that iconic saying come from?
That's my lady.
And what made you want to say that?
It just felt right.
It just like soundtrack, like sound for anything.
Yeah. As soon as I heard "That's my lady," it's like when the drop hit, boom. That's when I said I was like, "Yo, that sounds fire. That could be my ad lib," and I just stayed with that. Yeah.
All right, bro. So before we wrap it up, is there anything you want to say to the audience? Anything that people should be on the lookout for? Or
check out my new music with Rucci coming out. Song. It's called Chingy. Should be dropping like in a couple weeks. So
yeah, and we'll definitely make sure to put everything on the notes and make sure we get all your information out. Like always, you guys, thank you guys for listening. If you guys haven't followed us, liked us, or commented, please do. I love you more than I did yesterday. Yeah. And other than that, if you guys get some value from this, tell a friend, tell a tia, tell a boyfriend, tell an ex-boyfriend, shit, tell everybody. I don't care. But other than that, Ross C, thank you for coming by, bro. Appreciate it. And much success to you, G. We out. Didn't have dough, so I couldn't be a scholar. A white girl always got you on a collar. Oh, shit. She don't want to see you put money in a wallet. All I want to do is change. Good neighborhood, Frank Lucas, thanks.